It's Financially Free Dee here, and we are back with another video. We are going to talk about how we can do the $180,000 Navy federal funding play. This is a strategy that several of you can use to get over $100K in funding from one bank. Remember, back in my 100K journey video, I talked about I got over $100K from one bank, and Navy Federal is one bank that you can use to do the exact same thing. So if you are interested in learning about how to get $100K in funding from one bank, please stay tuned for this video. First things first, you want to start out with Navy Federal's credit cards. So how can you do this? You can get up to $80,000 in credit card funding from Navy Federal at a time. So how can you do this? They have several different credit card products that you can use, which is the Navy Federal Go Rewards card, the Navy Federal Platinum card, the Navy Federal Cash Rewards card. You can get $50,000 max between any of those cards. Then they have the Signature Premier Navy Federal Flagship Rewards card, in which you can get up to an $80,000 limit. So between all of the credit cards, you can have a maximum of $80,000 between 3 cards. Okay, so that's your first $80,000 on your way to $180,000K funding play. Number 2, you can get a home improvement loan. So for those of you who are possibly doing Airbnb or doing some sort of vacation rental, or you just want to increase the equity in your home because you are a real estate savvy person and you are going to flip that thing, you can go ahead and get a Navy Federal Home Improvement Loan for $50,000. And the beauty of this loan is there is no docs required. So if you read between the lines and you understand of the power of what you can do with the Navy Federal Home Improvement Loan, you will go ahead and apply and get your $50K. So the next thing that you can do, which is something I have personally done myself with Navy Federal, is apply for their personal loans. Navy Federal is the GOAT in personal loans. They give away a bag. This I can personally vouch for. So if you want to go ahead and continue to increase and get to the money in 2023, you're going to apply for a personal loan with Navy Federal. They have a maximum of $50,000 at a time. So there are some different strategies and some different techniques that you can use to ensure that you get this $50,000. But if I were you, I would go ahead and apply for a $50K or less personal loan with Navy Federal. Next, you have the checking line of credit. So this actually used to be a higher limit that they gave, but they have since cut this down to $5,000. So with the checking line of credit, there are some things that you need to be aware of before applying. So just like with the loans and with the credit cards, you must actually get your credit pulled. They are going to pull your credit from TransUnion, and they're going to find out if you qualify. With this line of credit, you have a range of 13.9% up to 17% for APR. Also, when you use this checking line of credit, so the difference between a checking line of credit and a loan is it is not a fixed amount. So if they give you a $5,000 line of credit, you can use it and then pay it back. Use it and pay it back. And you do not have to continuously apply and pull your personal credit. Unlike a loan, you are set in a fixed amount. You must pay it all back before you can apply for another loan, and then they will pull your credit again. Line of credit, you can use it and pay it back for as long as you like. So with that, there is a minimum of 2% that is going to be charged to you 2% of the balance plus interest. So if you get the lowest interest rate, which is 13.9, essentially you're going to be paying them 15.9%. So either you're going to pay the 15.9% or as low as $20, whichever is greater. So remember, when using the checking line of credit, you are charged interest on it as soon as you pull from it. So I'm going to talk to you about how you actually can do the process of getting the $180K in funding. So first things first, I want to set your expectations for some of those who think that you can get almost $200K overnight. That is not real, okay? So I am a truth teller over here. I talk a lot about my own personal experiences and actual funding and credit that I personally have. So we're gonna go ahead and set your expectation. This is a 9 to 24 month process. So depending on where you are in the credit spectrum, if you have bad credit, it may take you 24 months. If you have great credit, it may take you 9 months or less, or depending on how long you've been a member with Navy Federal. So for me, if you watched my previous video on how I got $500,000 in credit from Navy Federal, listed down below, so check that out if you have not seen it. I talk about how I've been a member with Navy Federal for 14 years. So I could essentially do this whole entire process today. I could do that, but I have 14 years and a lot of experience and $500,000 loaned to me from them. But if you are a new person just entering into Navy Federal membership, it may take you 9 to 24 months. So please understand, set your expectations to be realistic. Another thing that you want to do to ensure that's going to help your internal score and help you actually get approved for this funding is you want to get OOPS overdraft protection. What is that? That is a $500 quote unquote line of credit or access to credit that you have, that if you overdraft in your account, Navy Federal is going to protect you up to $500. Now, the great thing about the OOPS overdraft protection is you do not have to get your credit pulled from just to receive it. All you have to do is have a checking account with Navy Federal. However, if you have a checking line of credit, the $5,000 checking line of credit that I spoke of earlier, you cannot have the OOPS overdraft protection on that same account. So you either have to have one or the other. Another thing about the OOPS overdraft protection is that you have to call in and request to have it. So they don't automatically put it on your account. They don't pull your credit. As long as you have a checking account, they will provide it to you, but you have to request it. All right, next thing you want to do is make weekly deposits into your checking account, whether that's cash deposits, whether that's direct deposit, whether that's any type of deposit, whether it's yourself, your employer, or someone else making those deposits. You want to have them coming in weekly, no less than bi-weekly. They want to see activity in the account to make sure that they can ensure that they're protecting themselves and that you are going to pay your debts back. Next thing you want to do, if you pay attention to, again, all my Navy Federal videos in this series, I talk a lot about this product, which is the Pledge Loan. Pledge Loan is amazing for credit building and for increasing your chances to get other products. So what you want to do is, with the Pledge Loan, you want to make a large pledge loan. So if you're someone who has some extra cash just sitting in your savings account or sitting somewhere that is not useful to you, you want to be sure to do a large pledge loan. So $20,000, $30,000, $50,000, $10,000. You can do a pledge loan up to $100,000. That is a big gem if you use it properly, if you use the correct strategy. You want to get that pledge loan. That is going to report on your credit, and it's what you call a manufactured loan. Next, you want to get a secured credit card. If you are a person with challenged credit, this is for you. The secured credit card with Navy Federal is an amazing product to help people build credit or rebuild their credit. And the great thing about the secure card is it graduates, which means that it's going to unsecure after some months. Okay, so you want to get that secure card. Last but not least, if you are like me, and I talked about this again in my Navy Federal credit journey video, that I had the Go Rewards credit card originally for several years, over a decade. And I didn't want a hard inquiry on my credit. So what I did was a product change. So I went from the Navy Federal Go Rewards card to a Navy Federal flagship rewards card. So that allowed me the ability to ultimately be able to get $80,000 on one credit card. I will say that again. I was able to go from only being able to have the max of $50,000 on one credit card to $80,000. So if you follow this process, you can get $180,000 in funding from Navy Federal in 2023. What could you do with almost $200,000? I could take it and make it 360. So thank you guys so much for supporting me, for watching these Navy Federal Credit Union series. This has been amazing to talk to you guys about my journey, about the different options that you can take. If you have not done so yet, please subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, click that like button, and write down in the comments what you would like to see next on the Financially Free Dee channel. Remember, Fridays are Ask Financially Free Dee, and I got something huge coming in January, so you guys stay tuned. Subscribe, comment, like, share this video, enter the giveaway if you want to get 100K in business funding, and I will see you in the next one.